watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, two women-owned small businesses collaborating and showing support for one another. We're learning more about Red's Threads and Catherine's Boutique. Plus, the annual Bridal Expo at Dillard's will be here before you know it. We'll get a preview of what to expect from vendors to special promotions. And we are hanging out at Great River Brewery in downtown Davenport ahead of the Bok Bok Beer Festival set for this evening. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Friday, February 21st. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. Well, this winter weather has many of us ready to say hello to spring, and we can do exactly that in just a couple of hours at Great River Brewery in downtown Davenport. That's where we find my co-host, Kyle Keel. Kyle, there is a fun festival planned for tonight.
Yeah, Morgan, it's called Bok Bok Fest here at Great River Brewery in downtown Davenport. This is a traditional German celebration as we say goodbye to winter and hello to spring. So I think we can all agree, let's get this cold weather behind us and let's celebrate with Bok Bok Fest. Joining me once again is Scott Florence. He's the president of Great River Brewery. Scott, thanks so much for joining us today. 5 o'clock is when Bok Bok starts.
That's right.
Bok Bok Fest starts. That's easy for me to say.
Starts at 5. So at 5, we have the first tapping where we bring out the beer. And then we'll have a couple of special food items. And then we will have fire out here on the patio.
Yes.
And you'll come out with your beer and the heated up slogger thing there. And
yeah. So I've got the heated metal stick. It's not heated right now. We have to get the fire going. So stay tuned to the next half hour of Quad Cities Live because we're going to show you how this is done. So what exactly does this do? Because you stick it in the beer for a couple of seconds and then the magic happens.
It foams up and it caramelizes. There's a lot of residual sugar in this beer. Okay. And so it caramelizes it and you get this nice burnt marshmallow note. It's really delicious. And it's already a malty beer to begin with. There's not a lot of hop flavor to it.
Yeah, so talk more about the beer. What is it called again?
Yeah, so this is a Bock beer, and then this one is considered a Doppelbock.
Doppelbock, okay.
Thus the name Bok Bok.
Very clever, very clever. We're getting some laughs in the newsroom about that today.
Oh, good. So the it's brewed in the fall, winter, comes out in the spring, historically. And so it's a malty, kind of a sweeter beer, and it lends itself to putting a hot poker in it for sure.
All right, so this is all a celebration outside, so make sure you're dressing for the weather. It's going to cool down this evening, but it'll be tolerable compared to the dangerous cold that we saw a little bit earlier in the week. You also have Taylor Swift Geek Trivia happening tonight.
Yes, we believe the Bok Fest will probably peter out on its own when all the Swifties show up. And it will fill up, and it's just a fun night. The guy who puts on Geek Trivia is hilarious. It's almost like a wedding DJ. I mean, he has us chanting and singing halfway through. It'll be a great time. So.
And this is just one of many different events that you host here, and you have several more events coming up in the weeks ahead.
Yeah, we have music bingo next week. I think Wednesday we had paint night. Next Wednesday, Fleet Feet will be down here with a new clothing drop. So yeah, it's all everything all the time. Yeah. Come on down, have a good time.
Yeah, not necessarily a bad thing. And back to Bok Bok Fest, you can actually purchase a special mug, and you kind of got a deal going on for the next month or so.
I think we have a couple mugs left. So you got
only a couple less.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Hot commodity.
Yeah, and then you'll get, if you buy the mug, you get 20-ounce pour for 16-ounce price through April 20th or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. So Bok Bok Fest happening starting at 5 o'clock tonight. That's when the tapping of the Bok beer will happen here at Great River Brewery in downtown Davenport. And this will be open until 10 o'clock this evening. And for more information on everything that Great River has to offer, including the food, you can head to their website. And coming up in the next half hour, we're gonna get a little taste of this Bok beer and get this thing on fire and kind of see how the magic happens. Yeah, exactly. So right now for Quad Cities Live in Davenport, I'm Kyle Keel. I'll stop pointing with this. Morgan, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
I know, we feel like we're in trouble in here, Kyle. Thank you. Two retail neighbors are forging a small business bond that is evident in their monthly collaborations, and soon a new podcast. Joining me this afternoon is Nora Loss, owner of Red's Threads Athleisure Boutique, and Catherine Champion, owner of Catherine's Boutique. Podcast still in the works, I guess. process from
It's
that
still in the
response.
works. Yes.
Very much.
Still a long way out.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes.
thank you for being here today. I like
Thanks
that
for
we get
having
to do
us.
this with both of you
Yes.
because as people will soon come to find out, if they don't already follow you on social media, you guys have this really great friendship. You
Yes.
guys are neighbors in business, and you know, that's really evident. It's a lot of fun, and you guys have a lot of fun together. I want to talk a little bit about each of your businesses first, though, for folks who maybe have never been. So Nora, we'll start with you and Red's Threads. I remember when you got started because one of the very first experiences I had was after the pandemic started and everyone was quarantining. You had recently opened your business, and then all of this happened, and you started delivering items to people's front doors for them.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys have been around for a while. You kind of made it through a whole lot.
Yeah, we opened in August of 2019, and then 6 months later, the pandemic hit, which was crazy. We were originally out by the TBK Sports Complex, and then back in September, we just relocated off Utica Ridge by Catherine's.
Thankfully.
Because we became friends early on, and we decided we needed to kind of bond together.
Yeah.
You know, I sell athleisure, high quality athleisure wear. Catherine has like a whole different line of products, and it's just like we share a lot of customers, and we thought being next door to each other would make a lot of sense. So
Yeah, that's fabulous. So yeah, talk a little bit about what we can find in your store. We're seeing some photos right now.
Yeah.
You talked about the athleisure, and it's not necessarily items that we can like find in a lot of stores around here other than yours. And this is stuff that you want to touch, you want to feel, you want to, you know, try it on, obviously,
Yes.
if you're going to spend the money on a high quality product. So that's kind of your mission in opening Red's Threads.
Yeah, I think that was one good thing about the pandemic. Everybody was wanting to be comfortable working
Yes.
from home. So we sell high quality athleisure. We have brands like Viore, we have Varley, Beyond Yoga. So it's just like my whole outfit is, you know, stretchy, comfortable. You can wear to work.
Yeah.
We have workout stuff. We have men's and women's clothing, as you saw in the photos.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just high quality stuff that I opened because at the time I was teaching a bunch of yoga, and you couldn't find anywhere locally that sold all these brands under one
Right.
roof.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You made it happen, and you still teach yoga. That was actually something I wanted to ask you about. So you do these pop-up yoga classes right there in the store, and it's really just like a fun day for people that participate.
Yeah, we actually we do in-store yoga usually once a month. So we have our next one Friday, March 7th at 9 a.m. And then we usually offer, you know, some sort of coffee or champagne or wine, little snacks, and then people get a discount and shop afterwards.
And then you
so.
can shop afterwards. Yeah, it's really perfect. Everyone that has done it loves it. It's a great experience. And then Catherine, just a couple doors down,
Yes.
you have your boutique. I should say your Quad Cities location for your
Yes.
boutique, because you've actually been a staple in the Iowa City community
Yes.
for a very long time.
Yes. My mother owned the store with a partner, and I was sort of all over the place. I grew up in a huge family in Iowa City. There are 8 of us.
Oh, wow.
And I went on to work for Marshall Fields for many years, and Target Corporation, and then Gap. And then I was always bugging my mother to buy the store. And then she finally sold it to me. She did not tell me how much, but I did pay her for it. So she sold me the store, and then you know, sort of like I just loved being in Iowa City, loved being back in Iowa. And I met a guy from the Quad Cities, and then we got married, and I moved here, and I was like, what better way? How am I going to meet women in the Quad Cities? I'm like, I have to open another store here.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't want to drive every day. So I opened another store here, and then it was sort of before the pandemic as well. We opened around the same time as Red's. We got through the pandemic. We were doing these crazy like Instagram sales that were so fun. We got through the pandemic, and we're still healthy and thriving. And we moved to 4925 Utica Ridge Road. Right, and then Nora moved next to us.
Yeah.
Just
And
a
the
few
rest
months
is
ago.
history.
The rest
and you
is
guys
history.
are constantly having fun and
Yes.
popping into each
Yes.
other's shops
Yes.
and making Instagram videos, and
Yes.
they're just the best.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about what you sell in your boutique, because it complements well with what Red's Threads sells,
Yes.
but it's totally different.
Yes, it's totally different. So I love color. I love high-low. I love having something, I mean, that's $1 million paired with something that isn't $1 million.
Yes.
So I love having price points all around, because I think that's how people dress. Nobody wears like head to toe $80 zillion, but they will wear something that is $80, like combined with a pair of like premium denim that are like $250. But we're really trying to like mix that look and let people know that it's okay to use what you own, okay to shop low, okay to shop high, and just wear and mix and match everything.
Well, it's really cute stuff.
Yeah, it's so
that
cute.
You have in your shop. And,
Yes.
and one thing I will say too about both of your spaces is beyond having the clothing there, they're really great places to buy gifts for other people.
Thank you.
They've got all kinds of just different jewelry. You've got perfumes at Red's Threads, just bags, like things like that. So if you're thinking you're going to go and find one thing,
Yes.
you're going to find all kinds of things in there. So that also makes it really great. And we're going to actually get to see some of the items that we can find in store in just a little bit, because Nora and Catherine are going to be sticking with us for a little bit longer today, and we will welcome them back along with some beautiful models who are showcasing some of those items. We want to show the addresses right now, though. Those are on your screen. Utica Ridge Road. They're both on Utica Ridge, so if you find one, you find the other. We have the phone numbers there, and of course their websites, because you can always shop online, whether it's Catherine's or Red's Threads. So thank you both, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Yeah, thank you. Still to come on QCL, an unforgettable wedding expo with multiple vendors under one roof with one goal, helping you plan your special day. We'll learn more after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Whether you are just getting started on your wedding planning journey or working on those final touches, you won't want to miss the upcoming Wedding Expo at Dillard's. Joining me from Dillard's North Park Mall are Jill Brantley and Shakayla Morrow. Thank you both for being here, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, lots to talk about, lots to get to. Shakayla, actually, Jill, we'll start with you because we've got these really beautiful cosmetic cases. And you were just telling me before we started the segment that there's some great promotions that are about to start.
Actually, with these ones, I'll talk about these ones.
Okay.
We have our right now our Estee Lauder gift going on. So with any $45 purchase, you can receive a free gift. And we're also taking reservations right now for our Clinique gift. And with any $35 purchase, you can receive a free gift as well.
Wonderful. Okay, and so they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cute.
All kinds of stuff inside.
Goodies for you guys.
All kinds
goodies.
of goodies. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Wedding Expo. This is a really great event, and it's coming up soon, actually, a little over a week from today, so next Saturday. So what can we expect when we show up for it? We need tickets or anything like that?
No tickets. Anyone's welcome. It's from 1 to 4 on March 1st. We're going to have some vendors. We are still looking for other vendors, so if anyone is willing to promote their place of business,
sure they would,
please hit us up and we'll add you to the list. But for reference, we have the QC pop-up picnics and Little Sweetheart design, cake designs as well going to be there. But like I said, we are looking for more vendors. We're super excited to get all your fun things for your weddings.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Planning a wedding is, not only fun, but it can also be daunting for a lot of people. There's all kinds of things to think about, and it just seems like a really nice opportunity for people that are planning a wedding to go and maybe ask questions or even get some ideas.
Yeah, we have registry as well too. So we would love for the brides and grooms to come in, pick their items out, register for their the registry, and also help them pick the things out.
Yeah.
And help find other vendors for their wedding.
That's wonderful. Okay, and so you're still welcoming other vendors who want to take part in this event. Any specific kind of vendors that you're looking for at this point?
Looking for, I need a photographer, so if any photographers out there, I'll take it. Anyone, cake design, travel, we'll just about anyone.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, so you heard her. It's a really good opportunity to promote your business or your craft by participating in this. And then, Jill, there is going to be another event that is coming up not so far after that. So also in March, it's called Fit for the Cure. So tell us about this. This is a really, really great opportunity.
So Fit for the Cure, we do 4 events a year. Our first one that kicks us off for the year is March 12th.
Okay.
And what happens is with every full price Wall-Kohl or Be Tempted bra that is sold that day, we donate $5 to Susan G. Komen Foundation.
Wonderful. Okay, and it's on that specific day. So as a customer, what do I need to know?
Well, I'm doing reservations right now,
Lovely.
As we speak, and anyone can call me to set up an appointment for the day of, or the day or days before, and I have other fitters in my department as well, so it's not just me. We offer service.
Yeah, well, it's not only a great cause, Obviously, we're donating to a wonderful cause, but not a lot of women are walking around with the right fit. And I think a lot of people don't know that. So this is also a good opportunity to get that sorted out.
They say 8 out of 10 women are in the wrong bra.
Wow.
But my experience over the past 5 years, more like 9 out of 10 are in the wrong bra.
I thought you were going to say 10 out of 10. I was like,
No,
oh, we are
just
not,
9.
We're not doing a good job out here. Okay, well, wonderful. So the information, we'll get that all up for people, the date and everything, and you'll have other opportunities throughout the year. I also wanted to reference the fact that you brought some really amazing items with you today, Shakayla, just kind of showcasing for the Bridal Expo, the Wedding Expo, things that you can register for, gifts that you may want to buy for the happy couple. You can find all of that at Dillard's. I think a lot of people sometimes have like something in their mind like, well, I always get my clothing at Dillard's, and you don't really think of it in other ways. Like they have all of this stuff there as well, and
Everything
it's
you need.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Everything you need.
Wonderful. Okay, so definitely mark your calendar for those 2 events. The Dillard's Wedding Expo is Saturday, March 1st from 1 to 4 p.m. at North Park Mall. And the Fit for the Cure event is Wednesday, March 12th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it runs all day, but definitely make that reservation. Just give them a call in order to do that. Jill and Shakayla, thank you so much for joining me on the show today and talking about all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Still to come on QCL, the lobby of the Figge Art Museum will soon be filled with all kinds of colors and patterns for the exhibition of quilts. We're getting details from the Mississippi Valley Quilters Guild next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
There is a quilt exhibition coming to the lobby of the Figge Art Museum, offering color and excitement as visitors enter the building. Renee Robinson is with the Mississippi Valley Quilters Guild, and she's joining us this afternoon. Renee, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and bringing these beautiful items, which I'm excited to talk about. Before we get started, though, tell us a little bit about the Mississippi Valley Quilters Guild.
The Quilt Guild has been in the Quad Cities since 1982.
Okay.
And 2 years ago was our 40th year.
Wow.
So one of the themes that you'll see if you come to our Figge Art Show is 40 years and fabulous.
Okay.
And still growing.
I love that.
And the quilt show will be from February 25th until the following Sunday.
Okay, wonderful. So what can visitors expect to see in this year's exhibition? Like roughly how many quilts? Where do they come from? Obviously, they're very different.
Yep, the quilts this year are the 54 best of the best. So
Okay.
they are the winners, the best in show, the first, second, third honorable mention winners from our Mississippi Valley show that happened last fall.
Yeah.
So this will be your last chance to see them. They cover many different styles, many different materials, a multitude of colors. This one is wool. This one is made out of cotton. This one is made out of silk neckties.
Okay, yes. I wanted to show this one off. So yes, let's hold it up. So made out of silk neckties. I feel like, you know, when people have questions, is there going to be like little write-ups or things that
Not only will there be write-ups on each quilt
Okay.
that will tell about the quilter and something about how they made it, but we will have 2 docents in the quilt show the whole time. So if you go over to their desk and ask them,
wonderful.
they can explain answer any questions you have.
Yeah, that's great. So very cool. So there's going to be dozens and dozens of quilts for people to see at this exhibition. All of them very different. Tell us specifically about why you chose to bring, we know this one because it's made out of neckties, but why you chose to bring in these 2 beautiful quilts here today.
The wool one because it is the best in show. It's done by
It's
Cheryl
gorgeous.
Peck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, my husband and I love to travel. And she started this during COVID of 2020.
Oh my
it was so much
goodness.
fun to try all these new embroidery techniques.
Yeah.
And she used up quite of her wool stash.
Yeah, oh, I can only imagine.
Quilters are hoarders, you know.
We've all got something, don't we? So very, very beautiful, cool. And then this one, so people may not be able to see it on the camera, but there's all these little windows.
Yeah.
And there's little faces in
Yeah,
these.
she says she puts the little faces in. And her husband, she liked to travel, and this quilt captures the oneness of the world for them.
Yeah,
So
that's really great. So roughly how many members are there in the Quilters Guild at this point?
about 350.
350
A lot.
members.
And they break up into little subgroups. So we do a lot of charity quilting. We do quilting for Habitat of Humanity,
Okay.
for Quilts of Valor. The Hope Head Start kids each get a little small quilt at
Yeah.
the beginning of the year. So there's many volunteers go into doing all this.
Yeah, it's they're absolutely beautiful, and I really love the variation that we're seeing. Like even in these photos right now, you may think you know what you're going to see when you go to an event like this, an exhibition with quilts, but you certainly do not, and that is evident by what we're seeing on screen right now.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about some of the techniques or materials used. We heard wool here today on this one that got started during COVID. That's kind of been a theme for many of the people on the show today, is amazing things that have started during the pandemic.
Yeah.
What else might we find if we go to this?
Anything that's a fabric, denim, silk,
yeah.
anything. There's a Manx quilt someone has done based on the measurements of their hand.
Oh, wow.
Like the block is that square. My
Okay.
friend Tracy Welch has done one like that.
That's great.
It's very cool.
So for someone who's never been to a quilt exhibition or a quilt show, why should they check this out? Why should they just at least give it a shot and make it part of their day?
It's beautiful art. They're beautiful colors. The women who made these, or men who made these, put a lot of time into them.
Yeah.
They have rhythm, they have meaning. Some of them move you to cry. I mean, they're just absolutely gorgeous.
It is art. It really
art.
is. They are works of art. Do you feel like this is something that's becoming a lost art, or are you starting to see more and more people actually wanting to, give it a resurgence?
It is not a lost art, I don't think. We have 350 members and all these things going on all the time.
Yeah.
We do a Farm Fiber Fun Week out at a farm where we dye our own fabrics.
Oh, wow.
There's a group that gets together at different places in the Quad City area just to work on quilts. So there's a huge amount of fellowship and community that goes along with it. Our members range from 95 years old down to 14.
That's wonderful.
So
yeah, I love hearing
big.
that. I love hearing that. And it's one of those things I feel it's never too late to take up, to learn, and to get better at. So, you may pique some interests and people may start making their own quilts. Who knows? Very cool. The Mississippi Valley Quilters Guild exhibition kicks off Tuesday, February 25th and runs through Friday, March 7th. The quilts will be in the lobby of the museum. No admission fee is required. So I don't know if we mentioned that yet, but you can actually just walk in and check out all these quilts. If you want to learn more, visit FiggeArtMuseum.org. Renee, thank you for joining us on the show today and bringing these beautiful pieces with you. Yes, absolutely. Much more to come in our next half hour of Quad Cities Live, including another visit with Red's Threads and Catherine's Boutique with a look at some of the best in-store items of the season. And we are checking back in with Kyle, who is live at Great River Brewery ahead of a fun outdoor festival happening there this evening. So how many layers of clothing should we plan to wear for tonight's outdoor festival? Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland will join us after the break with a look at your first alert forecast.
And now your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
Well, just a beautiful day across the area sun-wise. We've got plenty of that wall-to-wall sun, and our temperatures are starting to come up. And I also want to point out that at least here in Burlington, starting to see a little bit more grass. We're going to be into a pattern where we melt a lot of snow over the next couple of days, with our temperatures actually getting above freezing, or let's optimistically say above melting. And as that continues, a lot of puddles will start forming. So when you're driving, if you ever come across a place where you know there's going to be deep puddles, that's probably going to be the case as we go into the weekend. Clear skies overhead from our Rock Island camera, and looking back toward Rock Island, plenty of sunshine. It looks like it'll be another nice sunset for tonight. And on our high-resolution satellite image, when this kind of fills in, what you'll notice is that the white that you're seeing, that's all part of our snowpack. The clouds that are showing up are actually, of course, course, moving, but the snowpack staying the same. But we're going to lose a lot of that snowpack as we warm things up over the next few days. Monday, it looks like we hit 50 degrees or above. Not a lot of clouds to go with our weather for the next couple of nights. And as we look at our temperatures right now, yeah, we've made it back into the 20s. As I quickly look at this area-wide, low to mid-20s. But look at this, 28 now in Macomb, 26 in Galesburg. We're at 24 in the Quad Cities with 25 in Pecocata, 22 in Galena and Savannah, thanks to a wind that has now turned to the southwest. It's coming in at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Yeah, it's a little bit of a chill, but not too bad. Our wind chill's right now in the teens, and that's something we are usually used to. And right now, that seems like hardly anything to worry about considering where our chills have been. So for tonight, we're going to drop back to around 10 or the upper single digits with tomorrow's wind chill starting off between about 5 above and -5. Again, based on where we've been, that is not a big deal. And look at our highs tomorrow. A lot of us actually get above freezing. So those puddles will continue to form and that snowpack will continue to dwindle. Tonight, we're going to be clear, although our model here does paint a little bit of cloud cover or maybe a little bit of fog on the map. That's really not going to be a concern Saturday morning. Sunday morning, we might see some fog, and especially if we start melting a lot of snow. We go through our Saturday with mostly sunny skies. Getting into our Sunday, you can see that the map does turn gray. That would indicate at least the chance for some fog. And as we go through the afternoon, that might translate into a little bit of cloud cover mixing with the sun. But we keep that southwest wind. So from 30s Saturday, we jump into the 40s on Sunday, and then Monday comes along. And despite the fact that we'll have probably a partly sunny sky, we're right ahead of a front that digs in some mild air, and we will go for 50 degrees or better across many parts of the QCA. So here's how we start our Saturday. Wind chills, again, negligible at this point. All right, 0, maybe -1 to -5. Pshaw, big deal, right? We've had these things of -30 or colder the last few days, so that's not going to be that bad. We start off in the teens, plenty of sunshine. That helps warm us up to the low 30s. Check out Sunday. We are going to be in the low 40s. And again, we've got that first alert just to let you know that there's going to be a chance for some fog out there. Monday, 51, still in the 40s for early next week, which is well above normal. And as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we will be talking about a chance of rain. Wednesdays might end with a snowflake or two, but then we're back to just a slight chance for some rain on Thursday. And that is certainly a sign of better things to come, Morgan. And the best thing about it, it starts to wash that salt off the street and our cars.
And our cars. Yeah. So over the lunch hour, I got my car washed. Like I tried to beat the rush, you know, when it finally gets nice out and everybody thinks about getting their car washed. So I did that today. I think we live in the Midwest. We live for that like random day in the 50s.
And you take that chance. Just anytime you can get the salt off your car, you're doing a good thing.
Yeah. All right, Eric, thank you. Coming up on QCL, Red Threads and Catherine's Boutique, they are back with some models showing off clothing items that we can find in each of their stores right now.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Two women-owned small businesses who are showcasing the idea that sometimes we can be even stronger together. We want to welcome back Nora Loss, owner of Red Threads, and Catherine Champion, owner of Catherine's Boutique. Thanks for sticking around today.
Thank you.
Yes, it's been really fun to talk with you. Both of your boutiques, your shops, are such favorites in the Quad Cities. And now that you guys are located just a few doors down from each other, Nora, you've started to collaborate more together, and it's something that we're seeing. Talk about the ways that you have been doing that over the last few months.
Well, I've encouraged Catherine to do some Instagram reels that she was strong resistance to at first.
I had just gotten out of the shower.
So we try to do that because we constantly are talking all the time, you know, being in retail and a lot of banter. So I told her that this needs to be captured. So and then we try to do events too, like whether we do like sales together and then kind of have like special drinks or cocoa crawl. And so throughout the month we try to do.
Just try to consolidate things that we're doing separately and just sort of unify and act like a team so it drives more people towards that weekend or that time period.
Yeah, it's something exciting. It's something for people to look forward to. Most memorably, I think it was not too long ago, maybe a few weeks ago, there was kind of like like a France theme or like a French, a French theme
French
that you get,
wines.
French wines, and so you guys had that going on. But people really get a kick out of the videos that you've been posting together. So do you regret hopping on the Instagram reel train?
No, I am an open book, as everyone knows, and you know. So I do not mind doing it. It's so fun to get prompted, like to have someone push you towards, like, not an uncomfortable spot, but like
funny. Though.
I am thanking Nora now. But yes,
organic.
it's fun, and
It's
people
funny.
love it. Or I love it when it's organic.
Yes.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
make people laugh. Yeah, most of the comments that I've seen, it's like, this is the duo that we didn't know that we needed, and it's wonderful.
Yes.
So we want to take a look at some of the items that we can find in each of your stores. So Nora, I believe we're starting with Red's Threads, and Megan, if you want to come on out. She looks great. And when you think of athleisure, you don't know, like this, you could wear this out to dinner. I mean, it's beautiful.
This is a dress from Varley. It's like a crochet knit dress. It's got a really cute side slit here on the left side. And then Megan is also wearing a Baggu bag, and they just came out with a line of recycled leather bags, which are really cute. So really nice, great quality for a great price point. And then she also, on top of her head, is wearing a pair of Sunski sunglasses. They're polarized. They're made with medical grade recycled plastic, lifetime warranty on the frames. So yeah, this is just a great packable, you know, wear it on vacation, wear it to dinner. Wear a jacket over if you want to, you know, need a little layer. But
yeah, it's like one of those things that you can make casual if you want to, and you can dress it up if you want to. And you mentioned recyclable material twice in describing what she's wearing. I do want to point out that you really do have an eye for sustainability, and that is something that's important to you.
Yes, very important. I think, you know, fashion, it's important to try to do as much sustainable stuff as you can this day and age. So a lot of the brands now, and especially ones that I try to carry, are focused on that.
Wonderful. Megan, thank you. All right, next we have Delaney.
Yes,
come on out, wearing one of my favorite things to buy from Red's Threads.
Yes, she's in a Vuori Halo Performance hoodie and the Performance jogger. So if you have Vuori, most everybody has a piece of this. It's super soft, great stretch. You can work out in this stuff. You can wear it for travel, wear it to lounge in. I mean, they're staples. We have them in multiple colors.
Any color that you could really think up. Beautiful. And Delaney, it's super soft, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. It's like one of the softest things that you've ever worn. Wonderful job. Thank you. You look great.
Delaney.
I love that like gray blue.
Yeah, it's really
color.
pretty for the spring.
Yeah. Our next model from Catherine's. So Cassidy, if you want to come on out. You know what? I'm trying to plan for a vacation, and this is like it.
It screams vacation.
The hat, the bag, everything.
I love this dress. It's like sort of everything that we stand for, where you can look like $1 zillion, but it's not $1 zillion. Oh my gosh. This outfit is such a mix of high and low. The dress is a she
just put her hand in a pocket.
I know.
Ladies
there
are
pockets.
rejoicing.
You don't have to pay more for pockets, as it turns out. From espadrilles that we imported from Spain to the dress, which is just like, I think it's $100 or a little bit under.
It's beautiful.
A hat, a hat, straw bag from Claire V. I think we're the only people in Iowa to have Claire V.
Wow.
I know, I love it. So this is what we're really going for, is just that sort of head to toe, top to bottom look. And Cassidy has worked for us since almost the day we opened.
That is awesome.
Yes.
If you're follow Catherine's on social media at all, you'll see that she is modeling all kinds of beautiful things all the time for you. And making everything look great. But it just goes to show, once again, while we have her right in front of us, is that you can get all kinds of things in your shop. You can get the bag, you can get the hat, and same with Red's Threads, with the sunglasses and the purse and everything. So Cassidy, thank you so much. You look wonderful. And even still, during like tailgate season, you guys were even carrying some really high quality, like Cyclone or Iowa Hawkeye. Stuff that, you know, you don't find in the Iowa bookstore.
No, we haven't made. Actually, Retro Brand, which is a very like authentic brand, makes sweatshirts for us, and they're all washed with a 20-year wash. So the idea is to look like your dad or your grandpa had it.
Yep.
It's very destructive.
We love it.
And
Grandpa chic.
Yes.
We love it.
Yes, I'm into it. Yes.
Well, Red's Threads and Catherine's, both located on Utica Ridge Road in Davenport. We have the address for Red's Threads on your screen right now, as well as the phone number, and you can shop online at redsthreadsqc.com. Of course, Catherine's is located just a couple doors down, and there's another location in Iowa City. If you went there, you've seen it, I'm positive. To shop online, visit catherines.ic.com. Thank you so much, Nora and Catherine. This
Thank
was
you.
so much fun. And thanks to all the models. They looked wonderful. We appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Up next on Quad Cities Live, Kyle is live ahead of tonight's Bok Bok Beer Festival at Great River Brewery. And we're getting a preview after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Bundle up and head to Great River Brewery in Davenport for the Bok Bok Outdoor Beer Fest. Kyle is getting a head start and is joining us live with a preview. Kyle, this is kind of a party to say goodbye to winter and summon spring.
Yeah, Morgan, just in time for the temperatures to warm up here this weekend. It's not miserably cold out here. Obviously, I still have to wear a hat. By the way, crazy hats are encouraged when you come down here to Great River Brewery in downtown Davenport for Bok Bok Fest as we say goodbye to winter and say hello to Scott Florence, president of Great River Brewery. He's got his hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Scott, tell us a little bit about what we're going to do with this beer.
Okay, what we're going to do with this beer is we're going to take the beer hot poker. And it's in the fire right now.
Bierstacheln. I think that's what that's called. I practiced a couple. I might be mispronouncing that. Sorry to anyone who speaks German, but this is what that's technically called.
And then we're going to put it right in your beer.
Okay.
It's going to foam, so we'll make sure we don't get you you dirty.
We'll give you space.
And this will be the first time I've done this. So are you ready?
I'm ready. All right, let's do this. All right, so Scott's going to take the hot metal stick. So there's going to be 2 live fires here as well. So let's see this in action. Ooh, look at that. All right, so this is caramelizing the top of the beer, and this is supposed to give kind of a marshmallowy taste, right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
All right, so we're gonna give this a try here and see. I definitely taste the toasted to it. It gets the beer a little bit warm as well. Keeps you nice and toasted. So talk a little bit more about the beer.
Yeah, so this is a Bock beer. Actually, it's a double Bock beer. Thus the name of the festival,
Yeah.
Bock Bock.
Yes.
That means it's a little higher in alcohol. So I think maybe an imperial stout. A lot of people think of that as a comparable beer, but this is brewed in the fall or winter historically, in this little town in Germany. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
And it was called Einbach. But in Munich, they thought it sounded like Bach, which is the German word for goat.
Oh, for goat.
So you'll see the goat in the label, or a lot of times you'll see a goat associated with it, and that's really how that got started. Bach is German for goat, and but it's also part of the pre-Lenten part of the season in the Catholics part of Germany. So this is their Mardi Gras. The Bockfests were, and this beer was brewed for that occasion. So it's a real rich, malty, residual sweetness, high alcohol beer that we put that poker in and make it taste like burnt marshmallows.
Yeah, it tastes very good, and it could remind you about being around a campfire. So just kind of get you in the mood here. So you're gonna have a couple of fires out here as well. Trivia coming up tonight as well for the Swifties out there.
Yeah, 7 o'clock geek trivia night for Taylor Swift. The place will be packed. They'll probably be inside. I'm just saying. Everyone else with the hot beer is going to be out here. So
yeah, it'll be a party out here. Bring your crazy hats to Bok Bok Fest. It gets underway at 5 o'clock. That's when they're going to have a tapping of the Bock beer, and the party will wrap up right about 10 o'clock. So Eric, the fire actually feels nice, but when you're outside of the fire, and especially in the shade, it still feels a little cold, but it's good to be on the positive side of zero.
Yeah, nice to have that sun out too. And I have to say, I'm really jealous. Coming from Minnesota, I've poked many a Bock, and I love the flavor. I have actually got a Bock poker.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've got a Bock poker at home, so when I do obtain a nice Bock, I'll throw a fire up in the backyard in the middle of the snow, and I will poke Bock, and it is really good. Yeah, it's that different flavor, but you're right. Kind of like toasted marshmallows. Good stuff. All right, for tonight, still pretty good stuff. 10 degrees our low, wind chills 5 to -5. I know it's weird that we're boasting about 10 degrees, but it's going to start feeling a lot better than that. Take a look at tomorrow's forecast. We're at 33 for a high, mostly sunny, a little breezy and milder with winds gusting up to around 20. And you can see where we go to finish off the weekend. Might start Sunday with a little bit of fog, but we'll get those temperatures into the 40s, and Monday, right when everybody has to go back to work, except for me, because I took next week off, 50s. Love it.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, well, I would love to say the same thing.
It'll be my loss of the week. Speaking of wins of the week right now, so let's head back out to Kyle and see what his win of the week is. He's having fun at the Bok Bok Fest. I just love the name.
Yeah. Cheers to that. This was really fun to see. I was talking to Scott when he was on the show earlier this week. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to come down there for my live shot on Friday. I think that'll be a cool thing to see, and it certainly was. But my win of the week has more to do with my wife. You know, Morgan, I was telling you she was up for this job where she got to work fully remote from home and be with the kids all day, and she got the job, so I'm very happy for her. And I know she's happy to not have to leave the house. So new chapter in her journey of her career.
Congrats to Rosalie. That's awesome and great news. Perfect win of the week.
Yeah, great for daycare.
It's great, yeah. Eric, what about you?
Well, speaking about kids, I've been waiting a long time to get my grandson and my daughter out to the Putnam, just my oldest grandson, just because he's very intelligent and he likes to think about things. So I thought of no better place to take him to the 3D movie than get him going through the museum. Unfortunately, they're doing some renovation of the Putnam right now, so that we couldn't get to see the mummies, which he was really interested in. But they do have a new exhibit where you're going through Mayan ruins and trying to put together some puzzles, and he really got into that. So Rowan and I and Taylor had a great time that day.
That is wonderful. How old is he?
He's 7 now.
7. Oh my gosh, that is so cool when they really start getting into stuff.
Yeah, he's at a great age. He's interested in so many neat things.
That's wonderful. Well, speaking of kids, this was almost, well, this would be a full week actually from today, but it's still a win of the week as far as I'm concerned. On Valentine's Day, that was my little Valentine. We went to and saw a movie at the Last Picture House. We saw Paddington, the Paddington in Peru. Okay. And it was actually just a fabulous movie, and we loved it. We had a great time. And then we went sledding on Saturday morning over just at Duck Creek, and she's still a little scared, so you see her alone on the sled right now, but I had to go down with her every single time. It's just been a long time since I've done that, and we had such a good time.
Well, the last time the last time I went sledding was at Palmer Hills with my grandson Rowan. Yeah. And it's just, I still love it. That and flying kites.
I broke 2 nails. You can attest. I broke 2 nails, but
no, it's okay.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. All right, thanks for watching. Your News with Sharon is up next.